Just doing one more. Latin American Games Showcase was both of these shows they've been around, but this is the first time they're here in the summer lineup, and getting official support from Summer Game Fest in Keighley, and getting the backing of being a Summer Game Fest show. And it's just so, we said it several times, it's just so cool to have more showcases with more diverse voices, more diverse people, like just more diverse games. We were talking about while watching this show, like, when we do our reviews, like I kind of track like, oh wow, there's a lot of games coming out of Australia. There's a lot of games coming out of, I'm trying to think, there's another place that's always like, oh, again. I mean, it's just Portland, Oregon also. There's a lot of games coming out of Seattle. And then it's like, I'm watching this and it's like, I'm seeing Argentina is in here like 5 times. I'm like, what? How have I, it's either showing my ignorance or just showing that they never had this platform. You know what I mean? It's probably a little column A, a little column B, but like, that's what's so cool about having this here, is that it allows, these devs from all over the world to be able to showcase their work. I'll say that just in general, this show, I really appreciated, again, the chyrons giving you all the information of the date and where they're from, like all that stuff was really cool. And then the interstitials they had, kind of introducing the segments that we didn't realize till later on that they were introducing segments of these developers talking about like things they would want to see more out of gaming, utilizing Latin American culture, and how fun those were, and like just getting to see these developers show off their personality and come up with fun little concepts that, like, maybe a couple years from now someone watching was like, you know what, that does sound like a good game idea, I'm gonna do that. And then next couple of years we could see a Latin American Game Showcase where it's like we see a game that was born out of that. Just a really fun show. Again, saying I love the devil. I think it was well paced. I think, like, again, I don't know if it's because, like, if they were all working together to like kind of have their shows structured kind of similarly, but like having the Chiron, having the demo badge, they had them in this show as well. Like, it's just so well done. Like, it just makes everything so easy to consume. Obviously we're coming from the perspective of being press, of being, coverage and all that stuff, so like it helps us, but like it just makes it so consumable for people.
It's like where to look. Like, you're not waiting for somewhere in the trailer that it's gonna have the title screen. You're like, I know to look here for this information, and that's really important as you're consuming 70+ games at a time for several days. As
we see these showcases evolve and mature over time, like, it is just so cool to see them just get better, at this. And so that was really great. Yeah, you guys got anything on just the overall vibe for the Latin American Games Showcase?
I mean, I'm just gonna say, as a Latin American, I just enjoy seeing it because representation matters, and representation is so important, and I love being able to be like, even for in just circles like this, where I'm like, oh, I know that part of history, or I know that part of my culture already, and everyone's like, whoa, that's crazy, I didn't know that. And being able to like express that and kind of kind of air it out, and kind of just like being like, well, yeah, I know, I can tell you more about it, like I can show you more about this because I know about it already. It's great to see just in gaming now, just because like you were saying, like they didn't have a platform before, they didn't have these big events, and now thankfully there is a platform for them. And we saw today there's a ton of world premieres today, and and we're just like, oh shit, I didn't know about that game, and it's just all in one place, and they're all done by Latin American devs that just didn't have a place to put their games, or didn't have the funding or whatever it is to have their game shown at an event like this, where people like us can see them that we may not normally have insight onto these games. So I'm happy about it because my culture is represented here, and I'm happy that just we get to see more games. So it's a win-win for everyone.
We've all seen me pop off whenever even there's a hint of Filipino culture in these games, and so like, just being able to see that happen more and more, and for more cultures, and see these more like like some people might be like, oh, why is it segmented? Why has it got to be Latin American games? Like, why isn't, you know? But it's like, it's because of everything we're saying here, and like, you know, just being able to see like games for games, women-led games, Black voices in gaming, like just there's so many of these groups now, and it's just so cool to see them, and it's so cool to see these cultures celebrated again, and it's for all the things you want to say about Jeff Keighley and the bigger corporations that run some of these things or help sponsor them, like to have them put the money and the lift them up on the stage, you know, is a great thing.
Yeah, I feel like you both covered most of it, but yeah, just to like build on what you were saying, like about, you know, seeing where these devs are coming from, where they're working out of. It's really cool to see, you know, not just where some dev is here, but it's like there's a scene here. You know, you start to see that pattern and you're like, oh, there's like a gaming scene there.
Yeah.
And, you know, to see how that's gonna grow, and hopefully we get to see more games out of different countries. And yeah, and they had a surprising amount of like world premieres, like exclusive first look type of stuff, which was really cool for, especially like you said, being newcomers to the summer scene.
70 games.
So many more games than I was expecting. Yeah, really good show.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was like, and we love the devil.
Yeah, you know, one of the things is something we talked about yesterday during accessibility, the one show that we were able to properly cover, you know, before things fell apart, was like, and it's something we brought out in the article that we did for covering yesterday's stuff. Like, as Laura said, the more you show other developers, the more, you know, it becomes normal, the more it spreads, the more, you know, people see what's possible, right? And so, like, with accessibility, people see, oh, I can play that game. I can do Latin American Game Showcase. You know, there's probably kids that think, I can't make a game. Like, I don't have that support system. I don't have, and then they see like, oh, that was made in, you know, right in my backyard. Excuse me, like, and then they seek out those resources, and next thing you know, we're getting even more games, and we're getting 100 games in the next Latin American Game Showcase. You know,
please God, no.
It's so cool, and yeah, let's get into our spotlights. One spotlight each, and mine is right at the start of the show. I'm gonna have to use the list. There's no timestamps here, but I know it's at the start of the show, so I don't have to go digging too much. The opener for the show, and I saw people in chat when we were airing this during our break. Prisma, from the developers of Chris Tales, a new RPG that seems to be an RPG that has this cool camera mechanic, and it's all about, I don't know, maybe it's an RPG, maybe it's really hard to, there's not a lot of information. There's not even a Steam page out for this game, so it's really hard, but it's just, it's so that compelling to me that I wanted to buy in and showcase it here for folks. And just look at the trailer is so stylish. The art style is fantastic, and just that idea of the camera being a major mechanic in this game is really cool. It's not coming for a while. Q1 2026, Kickstarter coming soon as well. So hopefully when that comes up, we'll get some more news on that. Come on, guys. I'm on a news website. Sorry, right here it says no platforms or a release window were stated. Excuse me. Yeah, it says it follows Alma, who uses a camera to unleash the power of the prism and alter the perception of the world. They're said to have innovative gameplay mechanics, captivating storytelling, and breathtaking visuals. It's genuinely kind of all that's out there right now, but like I know what they did with Chris Tales, which was a game that was about I think it was either time travel or dimension shifting. Where when you're playing, you can like shift into a different time or a different world, and then like see like how reality is different there, bring things back and forth from these I think it was time travel, bring things from the past into the future, into the present, you know, and play with that, shift into the future and see, oh god, like that decision I made ruined everything. Go back, try to see how you can avoid it. So I'm curious to see like how much of that, I mean, it seems like that DNA is kind of sticking through in this one, of using the camera to alter what they say, alter perception of the world. So that's key word there, perception, right? It's not actually changing the world, but it's changing the way people see the world. And so like that's a really interesting thing there. Yeah, just again, like just genuinely the art in this is just so stunning. The camera effects they got going here in this brief trailer looks really good. Seems like the cutscenes seem to be these like comic book like, you know, panel style like cutscenes, which looks really cool. I'll pause here, see if we can interpret anything here from the what seems to be combat. Not really. It seems like there is like at the center, maybe that's where the prism is, and like, you know, you use the camera to like maybe that you can weaken like one guy because you like the perception is that he is weak because of the way you frame this photo of him, you know, and then now you can, you know, deal extra damage to him or something like stuff like that could be really interesting. Again, don't want to go too far in speculation. It's quite a ways away, so you know we'll have the time to really see what's going on here. But I just wanted to shout it out because this is like, talk about a way to start your show too, right? Chris Tales was it got kind of mixed reviews, but people really like the promise of it and really like the concepts. And so like, I'm curious to see, you know, how they do here with a sequel, or not sequel, but the follow-up. They, you know, see what they've learned and it, you know, everything that I'm seeing here shows that they have the potential to really knock something out of the park here and make something really exciting. Like, look at this thing. What is this? You like a Cthulhu beast coming out of a safe? You guys got anything here?
Just same for me. It was like such a strong starter for this show. Like, I think we were just all in on it.
Hold on, look at this.
It's got wide appeal.
VGG.
It looks amazing.
VGG, baby.
What's up? What you got?
Okay, we're walking around. Seems like we have our camera out. So you can take a photo anytime. There's a first person button. So that's really interesting. You gotta get in first person in some of these scenes. I mean, this does look like there's some 3D assets in here. So like, how first person does that get? Like, are you, you know, first person camera, like walking around this scene trying to get the photo that like solves some mystery or something? Yeah, man, like I'm excited. Change the world. Yeah, there's some stuff in here. Like I was just scrolling through. There's stuff in here that's here for like a frame. So like they almost want you to get in here and like check it out. Fish, do you have anything before we get to the next game?
I mean, you guys hit the nail on the head. Like just from the beginning, just was captivating. You know, capture photo. But yeah, no, like the art is beautiful, and it looks like there's going to be, you know, a lot of different elements to taking these photos, not only just in combat, you know, but in the story and everything. So this is going to be one of those games to look out for, because it might be a little underdog hit.
Ooh. Getting the world ends with you vibes right here, where you're like, it seems like maybe people are just going about their everyday life, but then you pull out your camera and you can see these like horrifying beasts, you know, wandering around. Yeah, really, really curious to see how this all manifests. Yeah, look at this. This is like one frame, it's the half the image. Second frame, it's full image. Third frame, sort of gone. Yeah. Like, it's just, this photo is just in here. Seems like a little selfie of the group hanging out.
Sick.
Yeah, pretty exciting. What is this? Someone's got no head over there.
Perhaps, what is this?
You mean no head? Yeah, Prisma. Keep an eye out. More info coming soon. The Kickstarter like pre-campaign is up. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, you know, it's the like follow this to get updates when the Kickstarter is live. So keep an eye out for Prisma. Fern. Prisma.
Mine for this show, my standout has got to be
toward the end.
Has got to be something that caught all of our eyes today. It's a big standout. It's got a great aesthetic. It is the Cabbage Effect. We got there.
Under canopies.
I
know. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that we shouted out this one today because it looks wild. What was it?
Sorry, there's a screenshot of this game on Fern's laptop over here where there's a giant floating head with tits for eyes.
Oh, word?
Sold.
There is, yeah.
It's very. I mean, I'll point out it's the last. It's the last screenshot in the list. Like they were hiding it. Like what's the booby one in there?
So like stick around, get a little surprise. No, I wanted to make sure we shouted out this one because it just was so wild to look at. It was so much to take in, but it just looks really cool and like you're seeing here, it looks like a million different games. It just, it like they're utilizing so many different styles and they all look amazing. It looks like this Team Ninja Garage is a Brazilian duo, and this is going to be a twin stick shooter on procedurally generated stages that takes place in an apocalyptic narrative.
There's procedural generation in this? Like... It felt like so chaotic that it had to be like handcrafted, you know? And so like to know that they make that chaos that feels like cohesive, but it's generated too is like...
Yeah. So I'll be honest, like I don't know that I've ever played a twin stick shooter in my life, but I just really wanted to like this is the game that stood out to me the most and that like I'm gonna remember walking away from this show. So
like genuinely look, as I'm clicking through, it feels like a different game every time I'm clicking, right? We got this guy, we got a pig with pecs, there's robot guy, you got the fucking evolution chain, you got a voxel world, then you got a like traditional pixel world, then you got an alien with smoochable lips, like what? You got udders. I just saw this. This is fish. It's fish with udders for heads shooting at you.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah, you know about
stuff. That? It's normal stuff. Just a little bit more from their Steam page. They mention unlockable characters, a variety of absurd weapons. You can pick up and throw objects at your opponents. There's an experimental narrative that explores the aesthetic elements of nonverbal storytelling and communication noise. So that made me really curious too. Like there's going to be some sort of narrative here, but also not told traditionally as the aesthetics are also very.
It'd be very funny if it just had like a very like basic ass cutscenes.
Yeah.
Like, Rick, you gotta come with me to save the planet.
It says planet Earth was invaded by complex and strange creatures, and during the attack, the planet was protected by a small team with their vehicles and gadgets. So it seems like that'll be you. You're sort of like a hero of the Earth, you know, trying to fend off all these wacky beasts. And
reality's just shifting around you.
Yeah. So,
you know, art imitates reality. I'm over here, hero of the Earth.
Yep. That's us.
Yeah. I don't have much more to add to that because it's just hard to parse what we're even seeing, but it's exciting and strange and beautiful. I mean, what the fuck is a guy with a TV head and he's got octopus legs and he's riding
antlers on TV?
What's happening?
Riding pink shark.
Yeah, it genuinely just constantly felt like it was a different game. Every scene that it showed. Yeah, fish. I mean,
what if it's a micro game?
That'd be kind of cool.
Like you bring out the real story, and then you go in and you do this little level.
The base thing is twin stick stuff, but like, I guess is pick up and throw, right? Like you can pick up stuff in each world and toss it at guys. Like, yeah, straight. Look at this thing. The eyeballs.
What's that fucked up little guy?
Yeah.
This looks insanity. This looks insane, and I can't wait to get my hands on it.
I love that this trailer is, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's in Japanese from a Brazilian duo. Like, what's happening, man? Like, this is It's right in the opening, having these like aliens flipping. It's just so weird.
Turning into cows.
Yeah,
and,
the fuck, man. I love it. Video games, man. This is what video games are all about. Fish. For you to wrap up Latin American games. What is
Latin American games? Right.
Last one. Yeah.
They love games in Latin America.
Oh.
My last game.
Same war. As I find it.
Will have to be
a
game developed by two Colombian devs, Mateo and Giovanni. Coming out this year, they say, in Q3. Will be honestly that was a close second.
That was a close second. Yeah, that game is really cool. If you haven't played the demo, check out that demo. That game is wild.
Yeah. Is Vultures, Scavengers of Death. So, saying developed by two guys in Colombia. It is a roguelike, which is interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah, Resident Evil 1 inspired roguelike where you undertake, and here they're just the first like paragraph of them describing the game is just like, this is fish coded. You'll need to undertake extraction missions in the city of Salento as your clients request you to recover individuals, valuable items, or confidential information. So this is a roguelike extraction tactics, XCOM, Resident Evil inspired. So this is literally just like fish in a box. So it is survival horror inspired by the classic Resident Evil games. And you are in this place called Salento Valley after a bioterrorist attack. So that's why you're seeing all these fucked up little guys. Orchestrated by a secret cult linked to a powerful corporation, eugenesis tech. So there's multi-layered there that you are fighting monsters led by a cult that have connections to this big tech company. And they don't mention it here, but some high value client is the one paying you to come in here and, recover all these assets and recover these people and this information, which I'm guessing is going to be this cult or this tech company or whatever. But yeah, so this is, we saw from there, the trailer there says 2025, but their website here shows third quarter. Maybe it got delayed. But this looks fantastic. I'm a huge fan of Resident Evil style games. It's very much inspired by PS1 Resident Evil games. And big thing that we're seeing from the trailer here that I thought it was just like rooms in a larger thing, but I guess these are all just like dioramas. So these are, their own separate little, like you can go around the entire perspective of the diorama to look at everything. It is turn-based combat, obviously, with that's taken from tactics and XCOM type games with the action points and your I'm guessing mana points, but it's probably movement points probably. So this is gonna be a very exciting game, probably for Nate and I.
Yeah.
So you see, you can play as two different characters there. I don't know if we have their names, but.
This guy's name is Leopoldo.
Yeah, Leopoldo.
And then she has dialogue here. Amber, yeah.
You can see looks like two different styles, like your Ada and your Leon from Resident Evil. Yeah, so this is a super exciting game. I'm excited because it is Resident Evil inspired. It's a roguelike. It's an extraction. I'm guessing you have to come in here, grab the asset, and get out to progress the narrative in the game. To see what's going on with this tech company that is orchestrating with this cult in whatever happened here. It is a fish classic, Scully.
Fish banger. Yeah, no, I'm so excited for this. It is like when I first started seeing, I was like, okay, I'm in. I like that aesthetic. And then as soon as he like walks up to the zombie and then it switches to that tactical camera, I was like, oh shit! Like, wait, I'm in. Like, because it's just really cool to see developers blend genres in like such unique ways now. And so like to see a survival horror blend up with a tactics game is just such a cool concept.
Yeah. Not only genre bending or genre melding, but perspective too.
Yeah.
We did see another game last year. I forgot what it's called. That it was like a third person or no, fixed camera angle. Then you did like first person to do the combat with the monsters.
Holston, I think maybe.
Yeah, Holston. Yeah, Holston. That's been coming. You know, it's been a slowly growing trend in the past year or two, where they're mixing those perspectives, not only just having, you know, mixing of genres, but, you know, mixing those perspectives too.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited. You'll see me playing this probably on stream.
Yeah, I'm all in on. I'm on all these ones we're spotlighting. I'm like, I'm in, baby. And just a testament to this day, Jesus, man. And there's so many games that we're like, I didn't talk about that one, you know, like, yeah, just really cool. And then again, a game like that's just come out of nowhere for me, right? Like come out of nowhere and blew us away.
Oh, and a little icing on the cake. They had a little tidbit at the very bottom of their little press kit here, is that their game, that Matteo and Giovanni's games incorporate touches of social and political critique, often questioning consumer society and rampant capitalism. Ooh. So we will be seeing some like good shit in there criticizing, you know, politics. And
see you there.
We got, I mean, the company is called Eugenesis.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Very
on the nose.
Yeah. In a good way, you know, like sometimes like that's what you got to do. Yeah. I love that conceptually.
Nothing to add, but yeah, I love to watch y'all play games like that because you both get so hype about it. It's just like fun to watch you play it. So cool. I'm looking forward to that one.
Like going from that like over the shoulder, sometimes fixed camera exploration into the tactics combat. It's also such a cool thing. Like you don't see that. It's normally just like you go straight into, you just deploy on a grid and you're like, oh, okay, like it's cool. I like those games, but like to see like the exploration and then puzzles you mentioned in the moment too. Like there's like some interesting puzzles there. Like I'm intrigued.
Yeah, maybe a VGG streamy game in 2025.
Latin American games. Yeah. Anything else you want to? I mean, but it's gonna be a little harder to jump around. But like anything else? I mean, again. The more I'm remembering what was all in these shows, because again we were so exhausted while we were watching them, like the more I'm like, God, these shows whipped, brother.
they were whipping shitties today, dude.
Just right towards the beginning too. I think we all were a little bit in on Goblin Cleanup.
This looks so cool.
I'm so I forgot this was shown today.
Well, so the thing I like about this, so we all love our little cleaning games, right? But I like that this is, you're forced to be, you have a time limit. The hero is coming back. You gotta quickly clean up and get out before the hero comes back. And so you're avoiding traps, you're cleaning up. Oh, this is so cool.
I'll be the one to say what we're all thinking. And the goblins are hot as hell. We just talk about that for a second. They're all wearing the little maid outfits. Like, yeah.
Ooh, we saw a new hidden object game from Ogre Pixel.
Yeah.
Paradise. We love Ogre Pixel.
Coming up here.
Previously made Tiny Sticker Tale, which we streamed in full here and featured. Yeah, we saw a lot of good hidden object games here today. You know, doing some more innovative types of things, so that's exciting.
Key Locker was in here, a game we covered before. Oh, this game! Remember this?
Oh,
I don't even remember what this is called right now, but this looks.
Oh, that's Codex, right?
Yeah, this looks so stylish, so interesting. Seems to be like choice driven. I don't know.
We're into the grid.
Let me see.
What's near it? I can.
Oh no, this is it's not Codex. This is.
Might be into the grid.
I can't even look at this. Yeah, this looks so cool. Oh, the coldest winter. Neither.
Coldest winter. There you go. There's too many games today. All right, guys. Leave us alone. Leave us alone.
Naughty Geese looks cool. I can't even find that.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Quickly shout out the Warren Chiapas. That game looked heavy as hell.
But in a good way. Right after that.
Yeah.
Right after this one is Naughty Geese, but also that one looked cool. The
Naughty Geese.
Project Timmy.
Yeah, Naughty Geese look great if you're, you know, reminiscent of DuckTales and like all your old school side scrollers.
It's a Path into the Abyss. I skipped it, but that one looked really cool. This one looked really cool. I really hope.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, there's so much going on in this trailer, like multiverse kind of stuff. And then I really just, I hope they say in there like looking for partnership, looking for publishers. So like, I hope they find it because I don't know what's happening here, but I want to see. I want them to see it through because this looks.
This was my first choice of what I wanted to highlight. But it's just not there yet. I didn't see like a Steam page or anything, so but definitely keeping my eyes on that.
Yeah, this game.
What was this?
I'm trying to remember the name now, but yeah, this was really cool. What was this one? Among the Stars. Very like reminded me of Child of Light, where you're doing like this like platform exploration as a little child who can like use like the powers of animals in the area to like jump around and stuff, and then you're going into these like RPG combat video games.
I mean, you don't have to go all the way back for this, but it's near the beginning of the show. Mark of the Deep, which is the pirate like beat 'em up fighter. That was exciting. At the end of the show, Tenebris Somnia. I want to quickly shout out that one again. We've seen it a couple times now. That game looks insane. Mixing FMV and the classic adventure style.
Let me see if my last one. I'll see if I can click into it. If not, we'll just here's that War in Chiapas.
Yeah, that is nuts.
But like it's heavy in the way that like I can't wait to play that and like experience that.
Which I mean, I love that about a lot of games. It's like I don't always want to play games like hee hee hoo hoo. I want to feel a game that makes me want to feel something. You know, it makes me want to cry. It makes me want to be like, oh man, like that's a burden on my shoulders that I have to carry with me now.
Here it is. This was my backup game. The Super Farmer Boy.
Yeah, Super Farmer Boy.
So yeah, where you're a superhero and you like have all these special powers related to your farming, and it's like about like comboing your farming where you want to harvest stuff, but then like a villain comes and takes away all your powers, steals your mom, and you have to like buy them back. And so it's just like, what a cool, just like lots of cool concepts there. We got to go to the next show, but man, what a show that was. Latin American Game Showcase.